Hi everyone, welcome back to our lower body workout. This workout you won't need any equipment. We're going to jump right in and get started with planks for our warm-up. So I'll be starting on my toes, but as you know from the video before, it's just fine to start on your knees. I'll speed up this portion but hold it for 60 seconds total. Remember to breathe and a little shaking is fine. Sitting back on your heels is a great way to stretch if you need to. And next we're moving right into side planks. Now as you know from the last video, you can start on your knees or you can start directly on your feet. Now to do this, you want a slight bend in your knees. You're going to lift up, and as you lift up, your legs will straighten, which is why you want a slight bend in your knees. I like to have one foot forward for support, especially if I'm not wearing shoes. If you're wearing tennis shoes, it's easier to stack your feet right on top. These, I just want you holding them for 30 seconds. These are crucial to tightening that stomach and in strengthening that core. So you just hold, nice deep breaths. These are hard, but we're gonna do it. Our 30 seconds are almost up. Nice deep breath, come down nice and slowly and flip over to get the other side. Now I'll speed up this portion, but make sure that it's even and do 30 seconds on each side. And when you're done, ease down nice and slowly, get a drink of water, those are rough, and get ready for our next set. So to start, we're going to start with floor bridge on the mat. Now you'll lie down on your back, keeping the heels of your feet as close to your bum as possible. This, you'll want your hands down to the side, just as I show you here, and you'll lift the buttocks towards the ceiling and then back down nice and slow. The slower the better, so think 3 counts up, 3 or 4 counts down, or at least 1 count up, 3 counts down. Now, the closer your feet are to your bum, the harder it's going to be. So you can inch your feet towards your bum to make it more difficult, or even an advancement from here will be placing the heels of your feet on either a unstable but controlled surface, which I'll show you later on in future videos, or you can just simply place them on the edge of a chair or the couch. Great, now after 18 to 20 reps of those, we'll be moving into our second exercise of the series, which are side kicks. Now you'll simply lift up and down on your leg. Now this looks simple, but there are a few key things that we really need to point out. Now you want your legs in front of you in what's called a pike position, and that means that your legs are not straight to the side, they're in front of you a few inches, so you're kind of making almost a V with your feet. And then as you lift and lower your legs, try and point your knee and your toes slightly upward, and that will make it safer for your leg as well as your hip. Now if you want to challenge this and make it more difficult, you'll rotate your hip forward. Your leg won't come up as high, but it is more challenging. And once you're done with this, we'll move into our third exercise. And these I call 90-degree angle leg lifts. And what you want to do is create a 90-degree angle with your knees and with your stomach. So if you look there in front of my legs, my hips are making 90 degrees and my knees, and you simply just lift and close your leg, keeping the leg stable and using your bum to open and close the legs. These are wonderful for sculpting your hiney. I'm sure like me you're feeling it by now, so pat out that leg, shake it out, and we'll move on to the next. Now these I just call awkward kick-ups because they're kind of awkward, but they're wonderful for that little tiny part under your bum that we like, that little tiny gap, that diamond creating area in the bum, and this creates that. So what you do, it's very similar to 90-degree leg lifts, only this time your leg is at this awkward angle. So I like to think of it as a 45-degree angle up, and you're going to lift your legs straight up and down. Now if you want to add a little extra, put a little kick in with the heel of your foot right at the end. But if that's too much, just lift and lower the leg without adjusting the legs. Now, this is tough, so pat it out if you need to. Once your legs are recovered a little bit, bring one leg in front and we're going to do side leg lifts. These are for your inner thighs. You're simply going to lift and lower. So you'll bring one leg on top and just lift the inner leg up and down for about 18 times. Now if this is too challenging, if your hips don't move that way, or if it just doesn't feel right, then just skip this and move on to the next. Now I'll speed up this next portion because we're just doing the exact same thing on the other side. We'll do each of these exercises 3 times, 18 to 20 reps with a few abs in between. So pull out your timer again and time yourself for 60 seconds on these V-sit holds. Remember, you can start with your heels and your hands down, just your heels down, or start up or your legs extended. Now back to these bridges. Let's start the series again. Remember, 18 to 20 reps on each. Here's our side kicks, up and down. Remember to breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Our second set on 90-degree angle lifts, and then we'll move to awkward kicks, followed by the other side. Now if these exercises, both the upper and lower, are the first exercises you've done in a while, especially with this lower series, this is very powerful, so I want you to only do it 2 sets. However, if you can push through to a 3rd set, even if it's only, let's say, 7 on each leg, that's better if you can. Now this is our last set of the V-sit hold for a total of 60 seconds. Remember, breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. And then when you're ready, let's stretch out that low back with a nice over-the-top stretch. If holding your feet is too much, start with your shins and work your way down as your flexibility increases. These are just back stretches. This will work, stretch lots of areas of your back. And then, of course, the lying quad stretch or the front of the leg stretch. This is great for also the hip. This series right here, also known as the Cobra or the Swan, will stretch your abs, and then this is a nice low back stretch for several different angles. Then I like to move into the cat-cow stretch as we did last time, and those pulses to drop your shoulders down and up. This stretch you see here is a glute stretch or your bum stretch, the back of the leg, and then opening the inner thighs will release the tightness in the inner legs. And when you're ready, stretch nice and long, take a nice deep breath, and great job! If you can, repeat the upper and lower twice this week. If not, then just do your cardio and we'll see you next time.